how Requiem reached maintenance mode, history, mistakes, and a lesson for any MMO. Requiem, Desiderium Mortis is a game unique in its genre, a dark, competitive MMORPG focused on real PvP that has been online since 2008. Very few games can say that. Over the years, Requiem has gone through different stages. Communities that started with the game later left, changed, and in some cases returned. That is completely natural for a long-running MMO. But there was one particular stage that marked a clear before and after. Over time, a group of players began to exploit in-game flaws, while others directly used external programs. On top of that, a practice appeared that is cancerous for any online game: RMT. What RMT is and why it destroys games. RMT stands for real money trading. It is the buying or selling of in-game items in exchange for real money outside the official system. This includes external money transfers, prices set in real-world currency, trading outside the game's control. The problem is not only that it violates the rules, the real damage is that it completely breaks game balance. In a competitive PvP MMO like Requiem, paying real money gives direct advantages over players who play legitimately. When that becomes normalized, the game stops being fair. Some people try to justify RMT by comparing it to massive games like League of Legends, supported by investors and financial whales. But Requiem is not that kind of game. Requiem depends on its community, and when the community itself sustains these practices, the damage becomes deep and cumulative. What is allowed and what the Hispanic community promotes. This needs to be very clear. Buying items inside the game is allowed. Requiem has an official item system through the mall. You add money directly to the game, buy mall points, and purchase legal items. What the Hispanic community promotes is not RMT. The exchange works like this. A player buys a mall item through the official system. That item is traded in-game, in exchange for another item the seller is looking for. No real money circulates between players. The money goes into the game, not into private pockets. This system, it supports the server, preserves balance, and allows fair competition. That is not RMT. That is legitimate in-game trading, a broken meta and the decline of the ecosystem. For many years, well-known clans and groups, mainly Koreans, Russians, and Venezuelans, sustained these practices. And this must be made absolutely clear. Now, we are not generalizing or blaming entire nationalities. We are talking about specific groups that happen to have those nationalities. This is not an isolated opinion. Anyone can verify this by browsing the internet. Old forums and Requiem communities, where there are many users complaining about these same practices linked to those groups. That core controlled the market, set absurd prices, and dominated the game's economic ecosystem. For a new player, competing against that was nearly impossible. And Requiem is a PvP-focused competitive MMO by nature. Without equal conditions, there is no real competition, only frustration. Over the years, new players certainly arrived. But when they saw how the game worked, how a group was already fully geared and untouchable, most of them ended up leaving. Shared responsibility. It would not be fair to place all the blame on the community. Requiem also made mistakes. It was not always up to the level of demand. There were errors and questionable decisions, but no game is perfect. What cannot happen is demanding constant attention while at the same time maintaining practices that destroy the game from within. Ironically, many of the players who lived off duping, hacking, and RMT were the ones who complained the most. Some even created a private server, knowing that if the official one fell, they would become the alternative. And to some extent, that is exactly what happened. Speaking for everyone doesn't help. There is another issue that still exists today. Many people take the liberty of speaking for everyone. Phrases like, "Everyone wants PK. This is what the community wants," are said even while the game is in maintenance mode. That shows something very clear. Many people do not understand the real situation of the game. Before demanding changes, features, or content, the focus should be somewhere else. Today, technological progress is abysmal. There are countless tools available. Social media, videos, streams, short-form content, visibility. That is where the energy should be redirected. Show the game. Talk about it. Bring new players in. That is the correct focus if you truly want to take Requiem out of maintenance mode. And only then, with a living and active base, do you have every right to ask for whatever you want. About money and personal decisions. There is also a very common and mistaken interpretation. Many people believe that when someone defends the game or talks about sustaining it, they are saying, put money into it. And that is not true. It is true that what the game currently offers is not always up to the level of demand. That is real, but spending money or not is a personal decision. Each player decides, each wallet decides, each taste is different. Pretending to know what everyone wants, what everyone can afford, or what everyone should do is impossible. To do that, you would need to be omniscient and omnipresent. In other words, you would have to be God. Speaking that way is not confidence, it is arrogance. The breaking point. There was a key moment. A veteran old-school player exposed everything. That marked a clear turning point. A large part of those people were removed from the game. Even so, some refused to let go. They have returned, and there is no need to explain with what intentions. The final message. The purpose of this video is not to point fingers. It is to raise awareness. Because this happened in Requiem, but it can easily happen in the game you love, the one you enjoy with your friends. An MMO does not die only because of technical errors. It dies when its own ecosystem is exploited without limits. And the difference between destroying a game or keeping it alive for years always starts with its community.